There are 8 money rules that work perfectly well, right up until somebody else depends on you. Then they stop working. And nobody warns you about that part. So you keep following them, they keep not working, and you slowly decide the problem is you. In the next few minutes, I'm going to name all 8, one at a time. By the end, you will know which one has been failing you, and it is almost always just one. And there is a single idea underneath all 8. I'm saving it for the end, because before the list it would not mean anything to you. First, where this came from, because it did not come from me. Every year, the Federal Reserve publishes a report called the Economic Well-Being of U.S. Households. In the report for 2025, 63 out of every 100 adults said they could cover a $400 emergency with cash, which means 37 out of 100 could not. And here is the number that matters more for this list. In that same year, 59 out of every 100 adults had at least one major unexpected expense: a car, an appliance, a medical bill. Read those two together and you have the whole problem. Most people will get hit. Many of them cannot absorb it, and every rule on this list quietly assumes you can. The first one is cut the small things. Skip the coffee, skip the subscription, and it adds up. Here is the trap. For a woman who has been carrying other people for years, the small things are already gone. She cut them in 2022 and never put them back. So the rule tells her to do something she finished doing a long time ago. And when nothing changes, she reads it as personal failure instead of bad advice. A woman here wrote a sentence I keep thinking about. She wrote, "You cannot set yourself on fire to keep others warm." 13 people had already done exactly that because they hit the like button. The second one is save 3 months of expenses before anything else. The trap is that 3 months is not a step. It is a wall. For someone with 2 children at home, 3 months of expenses is a number so far away, it produces the opposite of motivation. And the Federal Reserve report says only 55 out of 100 adults have that cushion. So this rule is describing a place most people have never stood in, as if it were the front door. The third one is always pay the highest interest first. Mathematically, that is correct. I'm not going to argue with the math. The trap is that the math assumes your income shows up the same way every month. When your hours change or the kids get sick, the highest interest debt is often the one you cannot touch for the longest. So you spend a year paying it and never once feel like you are winning. And feeling like you are winning is the only fuel anyone actually runs on. A woman here wrote that she is slowly paying off $22,000 in debt, that she has been at it more than 7 months, and that she was about to start a 3rd job from home. She did not say she was behind. She said slowly, the 4th one is automate everything, set it and forget it. The trap is that automation assumes a stable payday. If money arrives in different amounts on different weeks, an automatic transfer becomes an overdraft, and the overdraft costs more than the transfer saved. So she turns it off and decides she is bad with systems. One woman here described what she did instead. She said she opened a bank account across town with no cards attached to it. Not automated, just far away and hard to reach. The 5th one is wait until the kids are grown. Nobody says this one out loud. It says itself. The trap is that the date moves. It moves to when they finish school, then to when they get settled, then to when the grandchildren start. 20 years can pass inside a sentence that begins with the word once. A woman wrote here that many of us still have children at home, that she still has a 16-year-old and a 12-year-old, and that children make paying off debt nearly impossible. 22 people agreed with her, and she is not wrong. She is describing the rule, not breaking it. The 6th one is just earn more. The trap is that more income arrives with a bill attached. A 2nd job costs childcare, transport, and sleep is the thing that quietly funds everything else. So the extra money is real, and so is the extra cost, and the two often cancel out while she gets tired enough to quit. The seventh one almost nobody questions, and it is the one that costs the most without making any noise. One joint account for simplicity, simplicity for the household, invisibility for her. The trap is that a joint account adds, it does not divide. At the end of the year, everyone feels like they contributed the same amount because there is no record saying otherwise. And the woman who put in more only finds out on the day she needs something for herself. A woman here wrote that she has always kept a separate account for herself and that she learned it from a previous relationship. Another wrote that she refuses to be questioned about money she works for and called it what it is, control. And the eighth is the smallest one on the list. That is exactly why I saved it. One place that is only yours, not an investment, not an appointment, not a form. A place that is separate from where the grocery money lives. The trap is thinking a separate place is for people with real money in it. It is the reverse. The less there is, the faster it disappears when it sits next to everything else. One woman wrote here, day one, I am going to roll up all my loose change. Loose change. That was her whole plan, and it was a better plan than most of this list. Now the idea I promised you. Look at all 8 together. They are the same rule said 8 different ways. Every one of them was written for a person whose money is only responsible for her. That is the assumption underneath all of it. Steady income, one set of needs, nobody else pulling. And the moment somebody else depends on you, that assumption breaks, and every rule built on top of it breaks with it. So when these rules fail, it is not a discipline problem, it is a fit problem. You were handed a map of a different country. If there is one to keep for this week, it is the 8th, the place that is only yours. Not because it is the most important, but because it is the only one you can finish today. The other 7 take months before you can see them. That one takes an afternoon, and here is what happens in the first week, so it does not catch you off guard. Nothing happens. It will be a small amount sitting somewhere, and it will look like nothing. That is precisely where most people stop. The women who did not stop all said the same thing afterward. It was never the amount. It was the day they opened it, and it was still there. Tell me down below which of the 8 has been failing you. Just the number, nothing else. I read all of them, and the one that comes up the most becomes the next video on this channel. And subscribe, because there is a video on this channel called The 20-Year Gap Nobody Warns Women About and Why It Is Not Your Fault. It picks this list up from the other end. I keep thinking about the woman who wrote day 1 and then wrote loose change. She did not wait for a better rule. She just refused to wait for a better week.